All right. It's 7 o'clock. Let's get this meeting going. Call the meeting to order. Welcome to our quarterly Tree and Stormwater Advisory Board meeting. Can I get a motion to approve?
April, because we didn't have a July quorum.
Okay. Yep. The April minutes.
A motion to approve April minutes, yes.
Yep. I get a second?
I will second.
Okay. Anybody, any questions or comments? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right, next item on our agenda is public comments. All right, did you get any public comments online?
I guess I wouldn't call them comments. They, like if there's a tree limb hanging or something. We get those kind of things all the time.
Okay.
Parkview, we have a, dead tree, issues like that with trees. That's nothing major.
Okay. I'd like to say we have nobody in the audience today, so. All right, with that, we move on to our next item, board member terms. First item, we're gonna go ahead and welcome our new board members. We got Mr. Clay Gavin and David James. Usually we'll give you the mic to introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself and what drew you to the committee and anything you would like to share.
Sure, I'll start if that's okay. Yeah. I'm Clay Gavin. My wife and I moved here after living almost all our life in Cascade, Iowa. We moved here in January to be closer to family and grandkids, mostly grandkids, et cetera. And I had been, my daytime career was clerk of district court in Dubuque County for a quarter century. And then I retired from there. And during that time, I also was involved in city government in Cascade pretty much consistently for the last 30-some years, including appointment to a number of boards. We don't have a tree and stormwater advisory board in Cascade, but a number of other boards I had served on. And so when I saw the notice that the mayor was looking for people to fill roles, I volunteered to fill whatever role he decided would fit me with my background, and here I am.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
So I am David James, lived here for about 7 years. I got word of this last year doing the neighborhood ambassador group last year, and kind of piqued my interest and applied for it, and here I am. So
Thank you. Welcome aboard as well. I don't know. I wasn't here last meeting, the informal meeting, so I'll introduce myself. Abdurrahman Bila, I've been on this board. This is my third term, I think. Lived in the community for 13 years. Have 3 kids. Youngest is 7. I know, I'm in trouble. Youngest is 7, busy with activities and stuff. My wife works at the library. Just like to give back to the community. That gives us so much. And this board is one board that's not really popular, so it's kind of hard to fill it in. But it does a lot of work for our community. Having a beautiful community with trees and greenery is really important to me. So I figure I will give my time and make our community the best it can be. Kevin?
Well, so I'm Kevin McGrain. I've lived in North Liberty for 17 years now, and 3 kids who are also busy. But I joined the board because I love trees, and I'm glad that we have a city that's very invested in trees, and I'm happy to be a part of this board and all of that that goes with it. And I thank you, David, for sharing twice now that you're informally and formally you're both spiel. So.
Okay. All right. So if you've already done it, we can skip it, or if you want to.
I wasn't here last time.
Oh,
either,
okay.
so.
All right. There you go. You got the
So Dan Green, lived in North Liberty 11 years, Johnson County all 41 years of my life. I'm an environmental consultant by profession, so we do a lot of things nature, stormwater related. So kind of natural interest in this, and love the community I live in. So just wanted to be more plugged in, and this was kind of an obvious fit.
Thank you.
I guess I can go.
Yep.
Guy Goldsmith. I am the Parks Director for the City of North Liberty. I've filled this role for 28 years now. We wear many hats, and trees are one of those hats, and stormwater. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I'm Mike Wolf, the Stormwater Coordinator. I've been here just about 10 years now. And I would say many hats, but I just kind of bounce around a bit and help out where I can, and then focus mainly on our MS4 permit here and the management of that. Keeps me pretty busy.
This board, just to FYI, this board is one of the requirements for the MS4 permitting because of our population.
Brian Hamer. I'm a senior groundskeeper with Parks. I oversee the forestry and landscaping, and I've been here for 20 years. So, also have 3 kids, much like many of you. So very busy as well. So I totally get that.
Cool. All right, thank you, everybody, again. With that, we'll move to our next item, which is board position appointment. We'll start with the chairperson seat. So every year, this position comes up due, basically. So we have to re-elect the chairperson. So with that, I'll take nominations for chairperson.
Bila, if you would truly love to give up the gavel, I would be willing to be the chairperson too.
All right. So with that, I will move to name Kevin as to nominate Kevin as our chairperson for this fiscal year. Any other nominations? Questions or discussions? All in favor of Kevin taking the gavel, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, I will be giving you the almighty mantle. There you go.
Yes. All right.
All right. So, you take it over.
All right. So next is vice chair. And role will be to fill in if the chairperson were not present to lead the meeting, essentially. So if there's anyone who would like to nominate someone else or themselves for the role of vice chair.
If no one, I'll nominate myself for vice chair. I'll help Kevin whenever I can and whenever he's not available.
All right. So with that, I'll nominate Bila for vice chair. If no other nominees, then we'll vote to all in favor of Bila being vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
And any nays? So that motion carries, so Bila will be the vice chair.
Thank you.
And on to the secretary. Secretary to provide the minutes for the meetings. I believe Michael was our last one who is no longer on the board. So if there's anyone who would be willing to.
Before we nominate, guys, got some extra
Oh,
redefinition of the secretary position.
Okay.
Might make
Yes.
it easy for
Yep.
everybody.
So the question was brought up at the Parks and Rec Board, which I'm on, because we had to vote for the same officers there. And the person who's now secretary wanted to know if we could do this minutes by AI.
okay.
So we're looking into it. Our city attorney, he basically said, yes, that's fine, but you still have to verify. You'd still have to have a person that can verify it and basically, sign off on it
Okay.
and send it off. But anyway, once I get that figured out and how that may work, 'cause I'm not sure how this would work because, I don't know how I'd compile it in this kind of format. I'll let everyone know.
Okay.
And if that's the case, we'll still need to have the minutes sent to me prior to our next meeting.
So the AI plugin would pretty much listen to the meeting, summarize it, and then send it out to whoever's the secretary. They'll read it over, give thumbs up, send it to Guy for the next meeting, pretty much.
For approval.
If all goes well, it's just rubber stamping what we talk about, so.
Yeah. And in general, what we had done in the past, and you probably do now, is you can watch, this is recorded, you go back and watch it and kind of verify that the minutes were accurate, either by typing or
Yep.
verifying the AI, if that were the case.
It's on the North W website under Tree and Stormwater Advisory Board, and you'll find the videos of the last meeting or all past meetings.
And the longest meeting we've ever had was 40 minutes maybe. So not a lot of, what do you call it, controversial subjects. So
Right.
should be pretty straightforward. So with that, taking nominations for secretary.
I'll nominate myself.
All right, Dan.
Oh, no, you're good. All right, so I would say that Dan is nominating himself. Nominate him as well. If we're all in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
And so Dan will be our new secretary to take us into the AI age, perhaps,
There we go.
Yeah.
of minutes. All right, now that we've made it through the board positions, next is tree reports.
A lot of this is redundant. We had the unofficial meeting in July, so I left it on here so we make it official.
Okay, so we'll turn it over to Guy to talk about the tree reports.
And I'm going to turn most of this over to Brian Hammer because he's heading up that side of our
All
department.
right,
So
there you go, Brian.
Okay. Spring tree planting at Penn Meadows Park. We had a grant with Mid-American Trees Please grant. We purchased 12 trees, and then Mid-American donated 2 additional trees. And it was a cooperative between the city of North Liberty and Mid-American to put those in the ground. We invited the public out to come learn how to properly plant a tree and that kind of thing, and answer any questions that people would have about trees. So, unless there's
the tree grant, I think this is our,
Oh, yeah, the year.
oh no, I guess that's Tree City USA.
That's Tree City
This
USA.
helps out with the Tree City USA award. And we are 30 years in now on the Tree City USA award.
Next, we have tree and landscaping summer maintenance. Thinking back to the summer, it was a pretty wet summer, so it was a good year for all your new plants that you put in the ground. So what I normally say during the summertime is anything tree-wise, bush-wise, whatever, doesn't matter. Obviously, that first year you want to water it pretty heavily when times get hot. But we usually go that first, second, and possibly third year for trees, just to keep them going through and get that good root established when you're putting in new trees in the ground. And I'll touch on, I guess, since we're coming into fall here, with our wet summer that we had, probably had a lot of tree growth. So now's the time to start trimming back your trees. My general rule is when you're looking at tree canopy, about 50% fall color is when you can kind of start trimming. Another way is if you look at the month, anything that ends in ER, September, October, November, you can start trimming as well. It's usually pretty safe. Obviously, the more dormant your tree is, like 50% leaf drop out of the canopy, you're definitely good to go. And ideally, if you had 100% leaf drop, full winter, no leaves, you could go crazy hacking limbs off and tree won't even notice it come spring. So as far as our landscaping maintenance as well, we had plants replaced here at City Hall. You'll probably notice white flags around. We had a warranty on some plants that unfortunately didn't make it from last year. So we got those replaced for free. And then also other maintenance around town. Zeller Street, something we kind of did today or this summer. The bike trail crossing with Zeller and on the bike trail there, we have a creek. It's a muddy creek. We usually go out there and trim back the bank. Well, this year we have a pretty cool tool to help us accomplish that. Normally we'd have to get pole saws out there and get down into the creek and start hacking stuff for view for the bicyclists. But we have a front-mounted
Sickle.
sickle. Yeah, there you go. So it's basically like a big hedge trimmer, but it's probably what, 8, 9 foot.
I think it's
out?
7.
7.
7
Okay.
feet.
7 foot out, and you just kind of nose up your skid loader to the bank, and it's got cool little joysticks, kind of like playing PlayStation. It's really fun. Just drop that arm down, turn it on, and you can just shave everything off. It's a lot safer for operators too, so we're not having to get down in the creek and have another guy outside keeping public away.
We got it mainly for the bike trail, trimming that back. It's been very difficult to keep that trim back, so we can set the sickle and you can kind of go down and come back.
Definitely comes in handy.
Yeah.
We also actually used that at Centennial parking lot, which was kind of a trial thing.
Yeah.
I thought it turned out pretty well. So it's complete. We can turn it 90 degrees, drop it at a certain level, and literally just drive, and it gives you a nice flat cut on any shrubbery. So as far as a maintenance side, it really helps out keeping us a little more efficient, rather than out there swinging stuff around and needing multiple guys. You can kind of reduce your staff and use equipment to your advantage. As far as next item is report on tree pests, diseases, and tree removals. As far as pests, what I've seen, there's a maple scale that's still pretty heavy in Iowa. It's a cotton maple scale. It's kind of a little brown bug, has kind of a hard shell. Normally in small populations, it's not going to do much damage, but once I guess if left unchecked and gets higher population, you can have branch dieback, and I haven't seen any complete maple kill yet, but I would imagine over time with the stressors of that bug, and then if you have a drought season, you could ultimately kind of have a tree fail. Removals for like ash trees. I don't think I've had any ash trees this year. We do treat our ash trees, our healthy ones, mainly pen meadows, some of our what we call legacy trees. So we put down a product for emerald ash borer to help prevent that pest. I think we've been doing a pretty good job. A lot of our trees are still going strong. Like in our park, we're nice and green, and you have trees that are privately owned, just to the north, and they're all shredded, and there's nothing left of the tree. So it's time to take those down. So I know our treatments are working, which is good to see. And then, what else do I have here? On tree removal, out at the dog park, if you guys are familiar with that, we have a timber stand kind of to the east of the dog park. We've got some big ravines in there that we're kind of filling in with fill dirt that a lot of contractors around town, they need a place to get rid of their stuff, and we're like, hey, we'll take free dirt. So as far as tree removal in that section, we're just kind of cutting back the timber line a little bit to make room for kind of a future expansion if we wanted to go that route. So, and I think that's all I have, unless there's something else you want to add, Guy?
Yeah. So I have received a few complaints and concerns regarding all of our intersections, like especially on Rancho Way. Those trees are starting to overcrowd visibility, and some of the lights cannot be seen. So we're going to do more of a major cutback this fall on them to see if we can get those brought back in line. So just to let everyone know, we are going to concentrate on intersections coming up soon.
And to add to that, fall time is the best time to do that. We don't want to lose our intersection trees. So if we were to do that in the heat of the summer, you'd see a lot more dieback, and it'd be a real big stressor on the trees. So proper timing is the key for that. So we'll do some light trimming during the summer, but the major stuff we'll be doing now. So
That was something I had noticed I was going to bring up, actually. I was wondering about that. As much as I love trees,
Yes.
we're definitely in the way.
And I'm thinking a lot was due to all the moisture we had early on.
Right.
Really sparked a lot of growth.
had loads of growth.
I know last time you were talking about needing a new supplier for trees. Have you guys found anyone that?
Haven't discussed it, not really. I mean, we have some possibilities because we've been purchasing plants. I'm not sure what the tree list is from them. It's more up north.
More up north, yeah.
Nurseries up there.
Nurseries.
Yeah. Something that I'm sad to not be able to get them from where we've been getting because it's been local, and it's good to have
which
trees
is great.
that are growing locally than some trees that maybe came from Minnesota or Chicago, different climate.
Right.
So
Gotcha. All right. All right, next we have then stormwater report. Mike, looks like you've got a few things here.
Yep, we talked about a couple of these last meeting as well. Number one, the review and evaluate, that's pretty much completed at this point, and that was, I contacted our city engineer, Shive Hattery, to come up with essentially to create a general permit number one for our streets facility, which is parks, streets, and water is all in the same location. And that basically would bring that into compliance with monitoring under our MS4 permit as well. And they came up with a stormwater pollution prevention plan there, which will require them to do a little more monitoring on a monthly basis when they walk around and check generators and fuel storage and all that stuff. It just gives them a couple more items to check off, make sure nothing's leaking, everything is functioning properly. And then I'll go in once a year and evaluate the whole facility and look over their paperwork. And then along with that, they also had a spill prevention plan created, and that needs to be done if you store more than 1,350 gallons of petroleum products on site. And I believe that's anything larger than a 55-gallon barrel, I think, is what equals that. And our diesel and fuel, bulk oil storage, all of those added up to, I forget the number now, but it is quite a bit. So Shive Hattery also produced that document for us, and that just goes along with the stormwater pollution prevention plan for monitoring each month, and then I'll evaluate that every year as well. And now we actually just are having them create the same documents now for our wastewater plant, because they also fall under all those same categories of the GP1 permit, which is the stormwater permit for industrial use is what that one is. And that'll be done. They'll work on that probably over the winter months, and then I'll go down and evaluate that annually as well. Once we get that figured out and all the parameters that they'll need to monitor and take a look at. So that's half done with the, I guess, public works facility, we'll call it, since it's everyone except water pollution control there. Went pretty smoothly. Excited to do it.
Is the sorry, question for the fuel storage? Is it for city-owned fuel storage, or that applies to all the gas stations in town?
No, just city owned within the boundaries of the public works. There.
Got it. Okay.
So there's how big are those guys? Like 5,000 or 2,000 gallons of diesel and gasoline.
Okay.
And then what really surprised me was the amount of oil and fuel within the two main generators on site was just a huge amount of just motor oil in them and diesel that they have on hand as well. So that one's done. Our funding was renewed in July 1, as it is every year for our grant program for any infiltration practice that residents within the city limits want to do. They can approach me with ideas. What we see mostly is soil quality restoration, the compost, and deep tine aeration of the yards. And we'll pay 50% of the cost of all of those projects, rain barrels, rain gardens, bioswales, any of that kind of stuff. The city will pitch in 50% of those projects.
You can apply for that year after year, correct?
Yep, you can do one project per year per resident. So you could do SQR every year if you wanted to, or buy a rain barrel every year, whatever you want to do. Just contact me and I can get you going on the application. It's really simple for the residents. It's, we try to keep it as easy as possible. It gets too complicated, people don't take advantage of it, so keep it easy. And then since the last one, I'm still working on the GIS mapping with the city, along with the streets department. We're still kind of cleaning up attributes that need further information or found. We went around the last couple months, found some unfound, mostly buried manhole structures, located those, dug those up, We raised what we could in-house, and then we'll have to, I think there's only one or two that we'll have to hire a company to come in for major reconstruction. They're too deep in the ground for us just to raise it up with some spacer rings. So they'll have to pretty much reconstruct the whole structure down there. And that's good for us just to be able to get to for maintenance, inspection, cleaning. A little more important for the sanitary side. Pipes are smaller and clog much easier. So if you can't get to access to clean those, can cause some real problems for residents. So we're still kind of cleaning that up. We're getting to the very end of it, I think, finally. And we have, at the moment, our annual report is due end of this month. So I'm in the process of compiling the data from the last year, from everything from the amount of street sweepings we pick up, the leaf vacuuming. I get all of those numbers together, update those annually, budget numbers, projects, permits, construction, inspections, all of that stuff is updated every year in our annual report. And that should take the month to get that ready to go to turn into the DNR. And they came again this year, and I wouldn't say audited the permit, but they come take a close look at it, and we go through all the numbers of paperwork and get their approval of what we're doing and pass with flying colors again. So that's good news there. And then just the rest of my time, construction monitoring going out. We've got some pretty big developments happening right now in town that are going to need some close eyes on them. So we're, a couple of those are still in the very beginning stages. A couple are getting close to major house construction on them, and some have major house construction. Pretty much every level of construction is happening at the moment. So I go through there and do quarterly inspections on every open permit for those. So I just finished those up for the quarter. Any questions for me?
Yeah, circling back to the grant funding stuff, is it best to just email you with that stuff, or there's the form that somewhere on the website that I think?
It kind of depends on the project that you're wanting to do. Like the SQR, it's a really simple one click on the stormwater page, which now is its own tab within our main page. It was, I think, hidden in the building department. It was kind of cumbersome to find. And then it'll have your best lawn tab on there. You click on that, and then you'll put in a little bit of your information, and that will automatically email contractors to contact you for a quote on the project. Anything else, some of them get a little more involved, like rain gardens. Say that's going to take a little bit more, so that'd be more communication. There'll be some design involved in that. Usually landscape architect will get involved to kind of decide and help design what needs to be done to make those function. So that would be kind of just reach out to me and we'll kind of talk through the process there.
Okay. I had somebody who was asking me about that for a rain barrel, and when I tried to look for the form on the site, it came up with whoever had your role before. It was totally a different person.
There's an old application on there that it should be updated with my contact information, and that's one you pretty much fill out and email, or it's way easier just to give me a call.
Yeah.
And
Fair enough.
we can make it happen pretty easy.
Gotcha.
Should we check our website just to see if we can make some improvements?
Yeah, it should be updated. I've gone through it with
Nick?
Was it community relations department? Got that right. But I can look again. If they said they just looked and saw that, it had
Yeah, I
all
mean,
contacts.
it was sometime over the summer, I think, between the last meeting and this one.
Yeah, I can look back at that. It should be changed, but.
Any other questions for Mike about stormwater? Then we'll move on to old business. Seems like we covered quite a bit from that informal July meeting, but anything else to bring up? And any new business that anyone would like to bring up? Otherwise, we'll move on to our next meeting, which is January 14th of 2026 at 7 p.m.
Next year.
next year. And with that, if I could get a motion to adjourn.
Before we adjourn, Chair,
Sorry.
one
Yeah.
question. For a new guy, new to town, new to this committee, new to a city this size, et cetera, where would you suggest I go to catch up? Man, obviously, I don't want to hold up meetings asking. I have a lot of questions.
You want to catch up on our past meetings?
Well, yeah, I got that, how to look at minutes, but I'm not sure.
You can
It's more
watch
the
videos.
role of the committee, this commission, this advisory board, the role, what's some of the terminology I just heard tonight. I'm unfamiliar with that. I don't want to hold the meeting up asking questions, trying to educate the new guy for that, but where can I go between now and January to catch up so I can ask intelligent questions, or maybe not need to ask any questions? if
Well, I
don't.
mean, it's good. Like
Yeah,
you
like
mentioned
this-
SRQ. I mean,
Yeah, the stormwater side,
Yeah.
if you want, you can always just reach out to me and we can just have a conversation if you'd like.
Okay.
Or I would say if you want to send emails to the kind of the group email, I mean, I think anybody would chime in and answer
you got
your
to be
questions.
careful with that though, because it's
Open meeting rules.
open meeting rules. Yep.
I mean, questions are, I mean, just like you, somebody might be watching this and not knowing what the terms that we're using. So feel free to
Okay.
ask. And I don't think that's cumbersome at all. I think we should be able to answer it. And hopefully somebody else will learn something new about that terminology as well, too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Now, that's all good to go. Anyone want a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, and a second?
Sure. Second.
Second. And with that, the motion carries. We're adjourned.